Good day and welcome to another episode of Regional Review. I'm Kenya Kambowe, the Namibia Media Holdings correspondent in the Northeastern regions. On today's show, we'll be giving you highlights of events that unfolded in the Northeastern regions over the past few weeks. Meanwhile, in history today is World Parkinson's Disease Day, so check out the next video. In our first story under review, Kavango East region has become home to demonstrations and street protests mostly related to labor issues. This prompted Kavango East Governor Bonifacius Wakutumo to call for a stakeholders meeting to address the issue of labor unrest within the region. And this is what transpired on that day.
There are also laws and regulations which administer all these efforts. Now, labor issue in Namibia, the custodian of labor is the Ministry of Labor. And I'm happy that the head of the region is here. Before we get into details, I would love him just to give us a snapshot presentation in terms of what is the mandate of the ministry. What is regarded as a conducive environment between an employer and an employee? What is the role of the labor union? Because now it seems labor union does not exist. Where are the labor unions? Who are the labor unions? What is the specific role of labor unions in terms of labor issues? So I want him to take us through those things. It is now a norm. Some people, when the employees have issues with their employer, some people are calling people from Windhoek, a person from Windhoek, to drive almost 700 kilometers just to come and assist you to demonstrate. Come on, colleagues. Is our mind correctly? While we have people who represent the labor force here, in terms of labor issues negotiations, the people who have to be in the forefront is the labor union to which this person are affiliated. And I want it also to come clear, what is the role of political parties in labor issues? So I really want us to brainstorm and to be frank with one another. Because I don't believe these things, we sit here, we talk, then later on there when you get out there, it's only, maramendi wanakamparwe dedida kawa tantera, tutantere mpaka tuliyume.
We know very well, as much as we do not want to talk about it. Keep me on record. The reason why you see fake politicians and disguised family members and also fake community activists involving themselves in labor matters, it is simply because of 2024. Nothing else. It is simply because of the bigger project coming 2024. People are so confused. And I am not afraid to talk about this. Simply because if the fake ones are also here, I will hear from your comments after my presentation, then you are one of them. If you're not fake, then you better accept that, because you're not one of them. The reason why they are faking their political activity is simply because they have realized that organizing public rallies will not work for them.
I'm not hibernating in labor matters. But in accordance with Mr. Santos Kabwata's presentation, I pick up one thing. Rundu have expanded. And according to his own statistics, the workload is heavy on 2 labor inspectors. Mr. Kabwata must make a request to be given more labor inspectors to make his work easy. We're not blaming him that he's not doing the work, but the manpower is less. It will translate.
Sunset News is a daily news show focusing on national headlines as well as international news. If you'd like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, please contact sunset@synergy.com.na. Sunset News. Don't end your day without us. Chill Sessions is an entertainment show that brings you the latest hit, fashion, and entertainment news. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact chill@synergy.com.na. Chill Sessions, bringing art and entertainment to the people.
In our second news story under review, we look at the handover of houses to Namibia's 2 sprinting sensations, Christine Boma and Beatrice Masilingi, who each received a house worth over 500,000, which was funded through a collaboration between MTC, Nedbank and other private funders. The houses are situated in Rundu's Kaisosi location, and this is what transpired on the day.
Cut the ribbon, which symbolizes that as from today onwards, we are officially handing over now the house to the grandmother of our sister Masilingi, who is not with us today. Mayor, if you can just, you people must help us here.
No, you're
So we can do it. I will cut 1 up to 3, then I cut. 1, 2, 3. Today marks a historic day for the residents of Rundu town in particular, and Kavango East region in general, in witnessing the coming into reality of a great dream. This great dream is inspired by firmness and unyielding spirit of our country, Namibia. Despite small in stature, our ambitions as a nation have always been to pinch above our weight. My eyes is filled with immense pride and joy, seeing these 2 beautiful constructed houses behind me that were built by MTC and Nedbank Namibia in honor of our talented Olympic stars in the names of Christine and Beatrice. The story of Christine and Beatrix is a story of countless other young men and women who also wish and yearn for an opportunity to one day achieve what our two girls have achieved so far and will still continue achieving in the future, but are prevented from achieving their dreams often or many times because of insufficient funding or support. As you might now be aware that the Minister of Finance has recently announced the budget allocation of about 473.2 million Namibian dollars for the Ministry of Youth, National Services and Sports. It might sound a lot, but in an essence, if you take that amount and divide it into 14 regions, it will equal to around 33 million Namibian dollars per region. And mind you that the entire budget is meant for operational, capital projects, and support programs at the same time, meaning that whatever little remains is for the active sport programs and developments. I am sure that you will agree with me that government alone cannot address all the socio-economic challenges faced by our society. It is thus imperative that public and private sector assist in order for us to achieve our national goals and objectives. Sport is a significant part of any nation's development.
They were constructed at a total cost of 537,000 Namibian dollars each, which gives you mathematicians here well over $1 million Namibian dollars. So this was the commitment that were made by these partners who came together. And when we had this meeting, MTC said, why do we want to build a house of 300,000 if we can collaborate and build a house that's in excess of 500,000 Namibian dollars? So as partners, we are very excited. We are handing over 2 houses this morning, 3-bedroom houses that were constructed by Popa Construction, which is a local company from Rundu. And I know I've kept in touch with them for many, many days over the past 2 years. And I know that they have made almost nothing out of the project. But they said to us, we want to take on this project and make sure that the project is completed successfully. We also want to thank Mr. Levi Ungamo, who at the time availed 2 plots for Boma and Masilingi. Unfortunately, we then had to revert back to these 2 plots. And I would like to thank the Rundu Town Council and also the Ministry of Sports, who were in touch with you to sponsor these 2 plots. So thank you very, very, very much. We've made a commitment, and we've kept our promise, Boma and Masilingi. Here are your houses today. We hope that you take good care of them, that you accommodate your families, and that you go out and inspire other young people to become just like you. Director of Ceremonies, I would fail in my duty if I do not say something very, very quickly. And this message is to Mr. Lord Koo, who is the World Athletics President. As a Namibian, as an African, and as a citizen of the world, I would like to say to Mr. Koo that we are very embarrassed by your decision. We are disgusted. As Africans, that you want to dilute our talent and reference it to things that do not exist. And I'm calling not only our national leaders, but also our African leaders, the African Union, our world leaders, to take on the World Athletics Association of this world. Because their decision is a direct violation of humanity and our Africanness. Thank you very much. And Boma and Masilingi, we would like to assure you that we will support you all the way. We are with you, and that you should not lose hope. Thank you very, very much.
We are back again with another
Generation
episode
C
of your
reaches
favorite show.
scholars, varsity and the youth generation through Zone, Varsity and School News. If you'd like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact Zone at synergy.com.na.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and oneup2.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republicane, Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Our third story is about the NORAD stakeholders meeting that took place in Rundu, where community members engaged the electricity distributing company on their challenges, and this is what transpired on the day.
Honorable Governor, since last year, we have been engaging all of our stakeholders. That includes traditional authorities, the Green Scheme, the business community, and we saw the need that there is a need for NamPower to join us on this stakeholder engagement with the purpose of, explaining the value chain. NORAD is a company, as you know, that is mandated to distribute and supply electricity. The distribution side is to make sure that we expand in our distribution network, we operate and maintain our infrastructure, whereas the supply side, we are trading. We're buying power from NamPower, and we sell it to you as the end user. Whatever you experience in terms of at the end of the value chain, you will always, refer it to its NORAD issues. But it's very imperative, and please bear with us, when we're going to give you a lot of information about the generation of electricity, the transmission thereof, the initiatives that NamPower is doing to ensure that we have the security of supply and reliability of supply in this country. It might be boring for some of you because we might have, researched them. We might be repeat.
We were sent by the community to do a benchmark with Oshakati to go see how is Oshakati Premier doing. We happen to learn that the council even does not do anything about electricity, whereby Oshakati Premier does everything, as long as they just come to the table and agree on terms and ways the contribution from electricity will come from, to expand electricity, or whatever that they are to do. So as a mark, I'm so happy that the CEO of NORAD is here, and he was the first person to deny joining NORAD by then, as he was a CEO of Oshakati. That's why we are saying that it's probably it's a higher time of Rundu Town Council also maybe to pull off from NORAD in order for us to stand on our own. Because I know that millions that are being pulled in Rundu, if it's cycling within the region itself, this problem we are talking about could be addressed. Currently, money are being taken that side, and when we are to get whatever shares that we are to get, we are the one who are contributing more, but when we are sharing, we got what, for example, a village council is getting is what the Rundu Town Council is getting, as per the whatever charges. So the village council might be happy to receive what they are receiving because they are still at that level. But in Rundu, when we are receiving that money, it's just like a drop of sugar in the ocean. We are not feeling anything. So really, it's a higher time for us to see to it that Nampower, you are here listening, the will of the politics and the will of the resident of this town, for us to see to it that REDS being decentralized to town, or otherwise if it's to regional, the regional level. Thank you very much.
Forward. The first one is the office currently, the Rundu office, or let's say the Kavango East region office for NORAD, cannot assist a villager at the banana. Mind you, today, if you have a problem with electricity, for you to call, you need to call NORAD, the head office is in Ondangwa. Now, a man that is staying at Ruongo cannot speak English. When they call the call center, the person there cannot speak the vernacular, can only speak in Oshuambo. How are we, what mechanism is NORAD trying to bring in place in order to mitigate these shortcomings? Because it's very frustrating that a person that cannot speak English cannot be assisted today. The second one, we want to understand from the manager responsible with operations, what is sophisticated about the production of a quotation by NORAD, that all the quotation up to today cannot be decentralized to the regional office, that the quotations need to be generated in Ondangwa, and it takes a month to get a quotation from NORAD.
Is to verify and ensure that we are paid the correct surcharges. That's one. Two, what is the relationship according to the CEO of NORAD of NORAD with the regional council? Because if we are shareholders, we are supposed also to be furnished with the financial report of NORAD. And what was the last time that the regional council was furnished with the financial report of NORAD? The third one is on the malfunction in recloser. I want to know how many reclosers does NORAD have, and does NORAD also have automatic reclosers? Number four, the presenter mentioned about lightning, that it have a direct impact. And the presenter also mentioned that there's too much lightning in Kavango and Zambezi compared to Oshana. It's obvious that there's more rain in Kavango and Zambezi compared to Oshana. So there's no surprising. But my question is, the lightning protection system has been in use in one fashion or another for about 250 years before electricity was harnessed. So why is NORAD not acquiring the lightning protection system? For example, the striking terminal subsystem, the ground electrode subsystem, in order to intercept lightning.
That was it from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Regional Review, same time next week.